Chapter 3: Word, Sound, and Power. The language that defines a people. The origins of Jamaican Patois. The first language I learned to speak at home was Jamaican Patois, or Patois, as we affectionately call it. Patois is considered a Creole language, having its own grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. It evolved during the 17th and 18th centuries through a combination of linguistic influences, including primarily English and West African languages, with traces of other European languages such as Spanish, French, and Portuguese. Patois' lexicon and the dominant accents with which it is spoken are arguably the most powerful drivers of Jamaican culture and the bond that binds us together. Yes, even above the food, music, and athletics for which Jamaicans are internationally known. It is the first identifiable trait of a Jamaican. Its foundations of defiance and cultural expression are deeply embedded in everyday life. The dominant reggae music genre, theater, and literature. Rastafarians' influence. The Rastafarian movement, previously referenced in Chapter 2, and which I'll cover more fully later, has played a profound role in expanding the expressive range of Jamaican Patois. Since emerging in the 1930s, its expressions have been heard, adopted, and emulated by the broader Jamaican society. As a conscious rejection of negative syllables and connotations associated with certain English words, and to highlight positivity, they purposefully developed a linguistic register known as Eric, or dread talk. For example, understand was replaced by overstand. Oppress became downpress, making an oppressor a downpresser. One should not dedicate but livicate, and I-centrate instead of concentrate. Perhaps the most powerful phrase they coined was I and I, which replaces me, you, or we, emphasizing oneness with Jah and all humanity. They also created new words or changed the meaning of old ones. Babylon means a system of oppression. Irie means positive vibes, one love, happiness, peace, and everything is all right. Zion refers to Africa as the promised land, and Livity signifies righteous, natural living. Rastafarian believers have also been among the main purveyors of reggae music since its creation in the late 1960s. Consequently, famous artists such as Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and Burning Spear, among others, incorporated and popularized these expressions in their songs, spreading them throughout the global diaspora. What began as Rastafarians' mystical act of linguistic reclamation and independence helped make Patois even more dynamic and capable of carrying deep cultural and philosophical meaning. The language of my childhood. Although the official language of the island is Jamaican Standard English, it was rarely spoken at home or by neighbors, relatives, and friends. The main sources of my childhood exposure to English were books, school, church, and radio. During my childhood, I do not remember ever encountering Patois in written form. Instead, all written communication was in English, which facilitated my accelerated learning of the language. While both of my parents spoke Patois by default, my father could more easily switch to English when necessary, but for my mother, it was more difficult. My mother's Patois fluency and accent were profound. A typical weekday morning instruction from my mother in Patois while trying to get me ready for school went something like this. Junior, get up and go clean up yourself. Make sure you wash your face, brush your teeth, comb your ear, and shine your shoes. Your khaki uniform up on the bed. When you're done, put on your clothes, come for your breakfast. Translation: Junior, get up and go clean yourself. Make sure to wash your face, brush your teeth, comb your hair, and shine your shoes. Your khaki school uniform is laid out on the bed. When you're done putting your clothes on, come for your breakfast. As a child, I observed that in some social and other family circles, there was a distinct stigma attached to one's inability to master English. Some children were prohibited from speaking Patois at home in front of their parents, as it was believed that speaking Patois would delay their ability to speak and write proper English, making them appear lower class. I considered myself blessed to have had no such restrictions, but quickly grew to understand that there was a time and place for both Patois and English. As I grew into late adolescence, I began to see Patois gaining increasing respect and recognition. Today, it is more widely acknowledged as a distinct language and is internationally celebrated, thanks in part to the global popularity and influence of Jamaican reggae music. There has also been a growing number of studies and published works by linguists that affirms Patois' distinct structure and grammar. Every word of Patois, when spoken, seems to unfold like the lyrics of an unwritten song, expressing emotions through its cadence, accompanying facial expressions and occasional hand gestures. Simply put, Patois is a language of vibes. In telling my story, I will employ Patois, when appropriate, to share Jamaican proverbs, memories of impactful dialogues, and expressions of sadness, joy, fear, and astonishment, with translations. When referring to the language itself in an English context, I will generally write Patois. End of Chapter 3. Life Lessons. Number 1. Honor your heritage without apology. What feels ordinary to you today may one day be treasured by humanity.